Monkey gorilla, he grows, he gets bigger each year that we don't make it, and that's real. Talking to Micah, it's one of those things. You become a rookie, you get in here, and everybody thinks they can win the Super Bowl, and they think how easy it is. And when you have a year like I did as a rookie year, you think you're gonna have multiple opportunities to get back, and you sit here in year 10, having opportunities in the playoffs and not doing what you wanted to do as a team and definitely individually, it hurts. And every year, it just means even more.
All right, so the season might be over, but he's still, dishing out some facts and maybe a little bit bitter at the fact that he's
and
not
echoing
here right
your
now.
point.
So
Dan,
no
that's
house money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Money, huh?
What are you laughing about over there?
I'm not laughing. I mean, it's nice to know he's hurt.
He said yes. Okay, so
It's nice to know he's hurt. I mean, he said he's been hurt. I mean, I have not. I mean, on the football field, Dak Prescott, all-world talent, incredible character. Off the field, impeccable reputation, incredible role model, the whole bit. On the football field, I haven't seen him hurt over. I mean, there's been a lot of losses. A lot of.
What do you want, tears?
A lot of. Yeah, you know what? You know what? As much as he struggled, I'd like to see that at this point.
You'd still find a way to mock him for it.
At this point, I'd like to see that.
It's like you asked him the question. It's like he was like, "Hey, man, I'm going to set you up with this guy." And you were like, "Hey, well, what does he look like?" He goes, "Man, he's a good person.
Thank you.
He's such a nice Christian."
what's wrong with that?
Just a
He
beautiful
does
person.
so much.
What do you mean, what's wrong with that, Shay?
reliable,
Come
he's
on.
loyal. And then you're still
Exactly.
like, but what he look like?
That's right.
And that's when he go, "Oh, he ugly. Here, too."
Are you
That's it.
All right,
That's
I'm
what
gonna
he
ask
did
a
to Dak
question.
Prescott.
Can I ask
Know
the
what
question
we're
here?
talking
Has Dak Prescott's Super Bowl window closed? You heard the sound from Dak Prescott. He wasn't necessarily crying. Dan, I'm going to you first. Has his Super Bowl window closed?
Absolutely not. I actually believe that Dallas is starting a brand new Super Bowl window. Okay? I honestly do. One, I truly appreciate Dak's ownership and candid comments of like, the monkey is a real thing, and he's aware of it. He's not running from it. I think if Dallas, this coming season, even right now, early February, if Dallas gets average defense, they win 12 games next year. Their defense was historically bad. Worst defense we've seen in the NFL last year, and maybe the last 5 seasons. They've got 4 picks in the next 2 first rounds. We can say a lot about this Cowboys organization, and a lot of it is true. I do believe early draft picks, they do better recently than people give them credit for.
Fair.
I think Dak Prescott is going to start like a second chapter in his career. That is
I'm so sorry. Go ahead, man.
I think Prescott is
My
going
bad.
to. I think he's going to start a second chapter in his career in the way that we've seen some 10th plus
Yeah.
season go into. I'm not going to say Matthew Stafford-like, but I do think we can see that. I expect it to be in Dallas and not elsewhere. I honestly believe the Cowboys will get back to Super Bowl relevancy very quickly, and that Super Bowl window is very much so going to be open 2026 and beyond.
Go ahead.
I
y'all.
believe it.
You're going to wait and
He's
finish his thoughts?
relaxing. He's very
Well, actually,
comfortable.
this is only going to wind him up more. I agree with Dan. All right. So the question was, has his windows closed?
Yes.
Freaking laugh, man.
He's a third-
If
he's
I
a
could
top-
punch that laugh.
He's a top 10 quarterback who's 32 years old. He's in the prime of his career. His window is still open. I expect this Cowboys offense, assuming they tag Pickens, we'll see what
That's a good
happens
part,
long term, to continue to be a top 10 offense. Now, I am not pointing to them and saying Super Bowl team until they show me that they fixed some of the issues on defense. So I'm right now they're the Bengals South, let's be real. But Dan makes a good point. They've got draft capital. If they can approach average on defense, no reason why this team can't win the NFC East.
Yeah.
The NFC East, by the way, feels more open than it did in the past.
Before Ryan chimes in, Mina, I just finished getting on Dan Orlovsky a few segments ago. And the question was the Super Bowl. I ain't saying ain't a damn thing up there about the NFC East. It says the Super Bowl, and you just said, I'm not saying it's going to be the Super Bowl, but you bring up the NFC East, which means...
Why you got platform?
Go ahead.
Hey, I will say this. I'm more convinced that the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl window is open because of how much I believe in Dak Prescott.
Look
now.
at us three.
Their Super Bowl window is open
I like
because of him, because
Ryan.
of his leadership, because of his growth, and because of the production the level that Dak Prescott played at last year, his ability to throw the football, his ability to identify matchups, his ability to maneuver in the pocket and give players extra times to separate, it was phenomenal. Dak Prescott, if he plays with a team that's better on defense, he's here this weekend with an opportunity to win the MVP. Now, all of this, in my opinion, is centered around George Pickens being on this team again next year.
Correct.
George Pickens vibed with Dak Prescott. I think George Pickens, in many ways, admired who Dak Prescott was and is. And when you look at the leadership of Brian Schottenheimer, there were coaches that coached better. Nobody led better, in my opinion, a locker room of men like Brian Schottenheimer had to do through the adversities the Dallas Cowboys had to play through it. Now, it's all about what Christian Parker, the new DC, not only can do for them in the back end, because I don't believe they have the players on the back end. They have to do something at the second level. But his ability to work with guys like Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, we've seen him work with Pat Surtain II. His ability to get talented young players to reach their potential early is huge, especially with Dan talking about the early picks this team has and the way that despite all they have hit on absolute studs early on in the draft.
Really quick, I want to push back. So you think this is all centered around George Pickens? So CeeDee Lamb being the only receiver, if he leaves, if George Pickens leaves, you don't think there's a way that they could possibly make it?
It depends on what they do with the draft.
It depends on who else you get for George Pickens. What George Pickens showed last year is they don't have 1A, 1B. They have two legitimate star number ones, and you can't guarantee you get that in the draft.
You know, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
We're not.
You really should. You really should. Because, listen.
Because we're right.
You're not right. You're not right. Okay? Let me tell you something right now. First of all, Christian Parker, is that his name, the new defensive coordinator, right? I want to say ahead of time, congratulations on getting the job. And congratulations on the job that you're going to do, because it's clearly going to be better. Last year, the Dallas Cowboys, dead last in scoring, dead last in passing yards, dead last on third down, and 30th in total yards. Of course, he's going to do a good job. Anything's going to be better than the job we just saw. Anything's going to be better than the job we just saw. There's no way to go but up. So he's fine. He's going to be just fine. But why do y'all keep putting on your football? This is the problem with the NFL Live. People right now, I'm calling them out on national television because I love the show and I watch it all the time. This is the problem with y'all. You're breaking down football. When it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, it's not about football. It's about that black cat running around that franchise. It's about something that can go wrong, will go wrong. 1 year is their defense. Another year is their offense. Another year is coaching. It's the running game. It's a contract dispute. It's something. It always is something. How would I know this? 30 years.
Because you're old?
30 years. 30 years, Elvis. You understand what I'm saying? Rock. Let me tell you something right now. When you look at the Dallas Cowboys, there's always something. And so it doesn't matter what Ryan Clark. Listen, between Mina, Dan Orlovsky, and Ryan Clark, let me tell you, America, you ain't going to miss nothing with the football analysts. They got everything covered. Trust me on that. It doesn't matter. Jerry Jones can step in. Jerry Jones can step in and do something. Do something. Like, for example, the whole Michael Parsons trade. When you look at it, there's nothing wrong with Michael Parsons. Ultimately, you moving on from that. It was the timing. Yep. It was you waiting for as long as you did.
I agree with that.
All right. How about the deadline? How about the trades before the trading deadline? All right, you could have did it 2 weeks earlier before you lost to Arizona or something like that, because I was at the Monday Night Football game. Y'all saw me there. I was there when they lost that game. I mean, if you got Quentin Williams a week earlier, who knows what would have happened. But there's always something. You all have said it. And Dak Prescott, let me get to him last week, because that was really where I was going. Do you know his first 4 years?
There we go.
You know his first 4 years. This is very, very important. This is very, very important. His first 4 years in the National Football League, he won 63% of his games. Mm-hmm. He had only gotten paid $4.9 million. $4.9 million. Okay?
I know where this is going.
But since that time, he's won 58% as a 5% dip. Okay? Losing record as a starter, he never did that in his first 4 years. Had 3 losing records as a starter since then. By the way, never missed a game in the first 4 years. Missed 26 games since then. And oh, by the way, $291.4 million. How much? For $291.4 million. Okay? An average of $48.6 million. So as he gets paid, the production
It's not his production.
It's not just
It's the
sometimes it's
rest
him.
of the team.
Sometimes it's him. Sometimes it's
Do you not
Nina.
think he's a top 10 quarterback?
Yes, I do. I do think he's a top 10
Top 10
quarterback.
quarterbacks window's always
But
open.
top 10 quarterbacks do find a way at key moments.
Oh, boy.
You understand where
Oh,
they,
really?
don't
All right, wait.
they don't necessarily show
Really?
up.
We gotta
You know what I'm
go.
saying? I'm just saying.
Bookmark that one for
We
me.
gotta go. But whose
Join the
air?
91 million on.
Whose air is the Super Bowl on next year?
Ours.
Can you imagine if the
ours.
Cowboys are in the Super
Hey, let's
Bowl?
go.
next
No,
year?
I'm gonna have to
Can
291 million.
you imagine what this is gonna be like?
291 million on.
Insufferable. Is what
That's
we're-
how much quarterbacks
telling
make,
you.
man.
Oh my goodness. Coming